wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Yeah, what up? Welcome to Monday. It is the KVJ Show. Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. Did you guys have good weekends?
Yes.
Okay. I know Jaber was busy with his ghost team. We're going to have a whole update with that and what kind of craziness happened as they were trying to document the ghost that he has in his house.
Nice.
So right before 8 o'clock, we'll find out what the highlights were of that. Anything exciting for you, Virginia, this weekend?
Rocco had his first school dance, and so we all went on Friday, and it was so adorable.
Yeah, I saw some of the videos on our social media, him twirling around there.
He was dancing his little butt off, and he met a second grader.
Oh, okay.
She was really pretty.
Wow.
And yeah, who knows where this is going to go.
So how does all that work? Do they just have the kids on the dance floor and they ask whoever they want to dance, or do they make kids dance with each other?
Well, it was so funny the way that it worked out. So I'm there and I'm standing around and Panda's there and this guy comes up and I'm like, man, this guy looks familiar. Remember Big Dante? Cody?
From the next
Next.
Yeah, he tried out for Jason's job way back in the day.
His daughter goes to my son's school, and so ended up hanging out with him the whole time, talking to him, and then his daughter and Rocco started dancing around together. It was just adorable.
How cute is that, huh?
Yeah, it was so cute.
How is old Big Dante these days?
Looking great.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Beautiful wife, beautiful daughter.
He's a real nice dude.
Super nice dude. He's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
We're all nice. Yeah.
We're all nice. Okay.
Whatever you say, Raging Cajun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got a big Monday show. It's going to be kicking off here. You can check it out right now if you'd like to watch us. We're on KVJ TV. Just go to YouTube and look for the KVJ Show.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
Well, I need some help from the nice people listening to this program. Me and my boy, my kidney brother, Bigfoot, we're doing our annual camping trip coming up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember that from last year.
Yeah, we're doing it once a year now, and it's
Nice.
that time of year again.
Okay.
And last year, we went to the Peace River, and it was anything but peaceful.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I also kind of hated it. I'm looking to love this place. So, if anyone's got any suggestions on where would be a fun place to go camping, we said all of Florida. Anywhere in Florida we're looking for. So if it's in Jacksonville and it looks awesome, we'll go to Jacksonville.
Okay.
But let's not make it Jacksonville. It's kind of far. I know there's some places up in the Ocala and Gainesville area. They got those springs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to jump in some springs.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what it's like around those springs now, because during the pandemic, we heard about those, talked about those a good bit, and then people realized that that was a place that you could go that wasn't shut down, and then it became so crowded. We heard that there was sometimes at least an hour-long line just to get into the spring, and it was just people on top of people. It was actually the least COVID-friendly place you would want to go. In Florida. And so I don't know. I would assume now that, things have opened way back up again and life's kind of back to normal, that maybe they're not as crowded now.
That's kind of how you make springs gross, when you have too many people in there. Because not everyone's being cool. Kind of like that woman in the Peace River. I'm walking up. Okay, she's like, hey, I'm just pooping in the Peace River. She was pooping.
Ain't cool.
What is the matter with her?
And from what I understand, you are not supposed to poop in the Peace River.
No. People are hanging out in the river and you're pooping in the river. That's gross.
The Peace River is known for the shark teeth. People go in there, they collect all these kind of cool things, so they don't want people dropping a deucer in there.
No.
Huh. There are shark teeth in the river, huh?
There's some kind of weird thing where some type of tooth that they go there to find. I forget exactly what it was.
It's probably her teeth. I imagine maybe a few fell out when she was taking her dump.
I don't know, but I know it's a place where they like to explore and collect things, and I don't think that's what they're looking for.
Okay.
You certainly painted a hot picture of this lady.
Yeah, you really did.
Her dentures are falling out. She's pooping in the river. Is she single?
Then that fight broke out.
Yeah.
It was
A fight broke out right by the Peace River.
A pretty epic fight, let me tell you.
So ironically named.
I think the people next to me were on cocaine, man.
Was that the one where they had like the three-wheeler and there was like an accident? A guy drove over a campsite and you were like, oh my gosh, there's people in that tent.
This dude ran over you're right, a tent, but nobody was in there, thank goodness.
Thank God.
But we think that guy was on goofballs because he started screaming and crying. And then the one guy punched him, and that guy darted out into the woods.
And this is the Peace River.
Yeah, man.
This is a vacation you want to duplicate.
We're looking to not have all that.
Okay. It's probably a good idea. Wow. All right, what's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I did this last year, and I loved it because, I love turning anything into a little game or a competition. And there is a local group, letsmovepbc.org, and what they do is they invite everybody to create a little team and then log their minutes, log their miles, log their movement. You can do walking, you can do exercise, you can do running, whatever you do. letsmovepbc.org. Go on there today and register your own little team and inspire yourself. Compete against your coworkers, compete against other businesses. It really is a fun way to log your time and also, make it a little competition and fun.
Okay. All right. What I got on my mind, man, there's a froggy weekend going on. There's all kinds of just crazy stuff that was happening this weekend. A lot of calamities on the road. I was trying to get to church yesterday, and they had the whole road shut down. Apparently, there was some big accident that was there close to the B line on Military by the Veterans Hospital. And so, we're just trying to, you get to there and right there by the B line, it's hard to find an alternate route because the alternate route could take you all the way to Indiantown.
Oh. Yeah, and now you're all mad and impatient going to church, and that's not good for the spirit.
The worst is getting on one of those Florida roads that doesn't have any kind of exit or turn off for about 20 miles.
Yeah, it looks like a murderous turn.
Yeah. So that was crazy. And then after church, I saw a video that there was a armed carjacking that had happened, and on North Lake Boulevard, actually not far from your house, Jaybird, there was about 25 cop cars. They got this guy, and they were ramming him.
Oh.
And the person had the video, they rammed him to get his car to stop, and then they had it looked like about 15 cops drug this guy out of the car, and then they let the police dog at him, and this dog was having so much fun. I mean, this dog was just biting the crap out of this guy, and the dog's tail's wagging really fast, and he's just having a good old time.
Oh,
They're trying to pull the dog off of him. He's like, please, just one more round. One more round. This guy's delicious.
Does the dog get disciplined if the dog goes too far? Like a police officer. Does he have to get reprimanded?
No, I think the dog was living his best life. I don't know if I've ever seen a dog that happy.
Do you know exactly where this was at?
Yeah, it was right there out front of where kind of like the Duffy's is and going into the Publix. It looked like it was right in there from the video I saw. Yeah,
I mean, that is right
on
by
North Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know where it all began, but the video of that was up on the Nextdoor app yesterday. I was watching that, so I'm like, man, what a crazy weekend.
Glad I didn't go there.
Right?
Yesterday?
Yeah, it just seemed like it was kind of a weird, crazy weekend on the roads. I just all morning long, it was just one story after another. So.
Did you get to church on time?
We did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we found an alternate route. It was very nice. You can kind of back in and get to North Lake on the other way, coming to West.
Did you pray for Virginia? Because
always do.
Okay, good.
Always do. That's half the reason I go.
Wait a minute, please pray for me too.
Oh yeah, I get everybody covered.
I don't know if he deserves it. I hope your camping turns horrific.
Oh, it will. Don't worry.
I got some feedback here for Jay Bird. He was looking to do his camping trip again, maybe find a place more peaceful than the Peace River where he went last year. Some of the suggestions that people text in, somebody said go to Silver Springs or Ginny Springs. Heard a lot about that. In fact, I think it was the Ginny Springs where we got a lot of photos, but it was really packed during the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Somebody else who's listening to us right now in Ocala said, I can give you the lowdown on the springs. You would love Itchituckney.
Easy for you to say.
It sounds like something's the matter with your crotch. I got the Itchituckney.
Yeah.
It does sound like an STD.
That could be tough.
I like that Ocala area, though.
It's nice. Yeah, very cool.
I saw this TikTok about this glamping place in Ocala that looked so adorable.
Okay.
Like little cabins, and they're all like elegantly decorated, and they've got like lighting, and they've got treehouse bars.
Yeah.
I learned something real quick the last time I went camping. There's two ways to do it. There was the side where we were at by all the tents.
Pooping in the river.
There was fights and people on cocaine pooping in the river, and then on the other side of the tracks, I like to call it, they were glamping. It was beautiful.
Okay.
The trees looked a little greener.
You might need to upgrade the amount that you're willing to spend on your campsite.
The river was just a little crisper on that side.
A little less turdy.
It was.
I'm curious how a lot of these places are doing, because during the pandemic, I know that became a thing.
It was, and I think that thing has died off from what it was.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I know that they started doing a lot of the glamping, and that was a big deal. There was all kinds of TikTok videos about all these places to go, and I know a lot of these areas that have beautiful nature. You were getting a lot of these high-end camping places. So are they still available? Are people still renting them? Or are they now places that are awesome that are almost sitting empty? I'm just kind of curious what that's like, because there may be some great deals you can get now, because the demand's clearly going down, I would think.
Yeah, here's the thing. That when it comes to, if it's nice weather out, it's beautiful out, it's going to be crowded. The campers come out for that stuff.
Yeah.
They just do.
Season, yeah, the weather couldn't be any better. We had great weather this weekend. Somebody said that the springs were closed on Friday for manatee mating.
Ooh, get it.
Yeah, so that might be something to look into. Yeah, you don't want to go there and all of a sudden there's a bunch of manatees getting at it and you can't get in the water.
Do you?
That might be just my game.
Someone's into manatee porn.
Well, I'm a fanatee. No, I just like to see the manatees happy. That's really what it comes down to. Believe me, out of all those creatures, the manatees need a little happiness.
They suggested trying the campground at St. Augustine Beach.
Ooh, and it could be haunted.
Yeah, you're right. You got ghost tour stuff there. You might like that. And the Keys, too, have a lot of really great places that you can go and just kind of chill. And then they've got the ghost thing as well down there in Key West.
I love it.
Yeah, a lot of options. Well, over the weekend, the Batman opened up in theaters, and I didn't know how to think about this. Look, I'm not a diehard Batman person. I've enjoyed the movies, but I'm not somebody who knows all about the comic books and all that. When I saw that the glittery vampire kid got the role of the Batman, I was like, what?
Do you have a favorite Batman out of all of them?
Yeah, it's the Dark Knight. with
He's
the
your
Joker.
favorite. I'm saying the one that's
as a
played.
Batman. Yeah, no, I think he's still my favorite. I don't even remember his name, but yeah, he was great. The guy that was in that Batman.
Christian Bale?
Yeah. See, that's how big of a fan I am. I can't remember my favorite Batman's name.
Did you just say Kristen? You made him a chick?
Kristen?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Christian Bale.
Christian.
I don't know. I try hard. I don't know what to tell you.
The effort's there.
The effort's there. I'm a Michael Keaton man. I thought he was a great Batman.
Yeah. So he is the new Batman, and obviously people were intrigued because it made a ton of money, $128.5 million in its first 3 days in theaters. That's the second largest opening since the pandemic started, behind Spider-Man No Way Home, which had $260 million back in December. So far, those are the only two movies to debut with over $100 million since the pandemic started, December 2019. And it also made another $120 million overseas. So it's already at $248.5 million. My son, who's 13, and his grandfather went to go see it, and they both came back very underwhelmed.
Oh.
Well, it's almost 3 hours long, and it's a different take. And so my father-in-law had said, yeah, he wasn't a big fan of the Batmobile, thought it looked chintzy, and my son didn't seem like he was too much into it either. So I kind of asked people on Twitter what they thought about it, and it was kind of interesting because, like, this was one comment from Chris. A lot of people really did like it. One person named Kevin said, yeah, I thought it was awesome. It ran a little too long, but the movie worked well. A very gritty, violent noir type detective flick. I loved how Bruce was fresh and still learning, growing into his Batman persona. Chris had said, it's not a kid's movie or a superhero movie, really. It's more of a psychological thriller made mainly for fans of the comics. Batman was a great detective, and this was a young Batman who is still finding his way. Probably the most accurate Batman flick and my favorite.
Huh.
So it sounded like the diehards who were really into the comic book version of Batman and true to the story did really like this movie. So if you're just a fan who likes Batman movies, you may not have liked it. The 3 hours is a long time. Yeah, so one person said, yeah, I did think it was a little long, but the movie overall was pretty great. It had a darker tone than previous Batman movies, but it worked really well. Robert Pattinson did a fantastic job as Batman. I just love how every new Batman movie is grittier than the last. Darker and grittier, darker and grittier.
They're going to make Batman a cannibal eventually.
Eventually, that's where we're going to get. So apparently, if you love the comic book story of Batman, you're going to love this movie, and it did great at the box office over the weekend. Well, we also give you a review on Monday mornings of a movie classic coming from the perspective of Gen Z. Put our own Gen Zer suits on the case to see movies he never has. Do they hold up or have they aged out? We had mentioned Big, the Tom Hanks classic movie that we all grew up with and loved. Just an innocent childhood tale with one of our greatest actors of all time.
It really is a great movie.
So, Suits, what did you think of Big?
Way old.
It kind of just was forgettable and fell flat to me. I mean, Tom Hanks wasn't bad in it. Don't get me wrong. I think he did a good job playing, a kid kind of. But it just, at the end of it, I was like, all right. I don't think I'm really moved by that. I don't think I'll remember that much.
Damn, Suits, doing traffic's made you cold.
Wow, okay. So it just to you was unforgettable. There really wasn't
Yeah,
much
I mean, I
to
didn't
it?
find myself laughing too much. I was just kind of sitting there watching it, and I kept thinking I want to look at my phone or something, and it wasn't keeping my attention that much. And
yeah.
by the end of it, I was just like, okay.
I was wondering because, there are some movies from our childhood that kind of gave us the feels and we're nostalgic about it because we were in a place where, I don't know if the standards were as high as what they are now to make movies, and we just loved it because of where we were that time and place, and maybe you got to put Big in that category.
Just because Suits is saying he hates
it. But
we don't need to crucify the whole movie.
He is the young, fresh generation, and he's got these eyes that aren't tainted with nostalgia like yours.
They did do that a lot, though, in the 80s. They did those movies where they're always swapping, where they become a little or they become the adult. They did that a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they switched that role. Freaky Friday and all that kind of stuff.
Maybe it's a little hokey. Maybe it's been done so much. You see it now, you're going, oh my gosh, this again. And now it's done old-timey.
As parent was a kid was a parent, what would happen? Woo!
It happens so much.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, wacky.
Okay, all right. So Suits gives it a eh.
What's the Suits Rotten Tomato score?
65.
Oh, wow. That's what you would skip
wasn't-
over then.
The lowest to date.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was,
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Suits. Were you a kid that talked back? Do you have a kid that talks back?
Yes.
Okay. Yes and yes. Say yes to both.
I didn't talk back that much, but Rocco certainly does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did, and it didn't last long. Let's just say that.
About what age were you when that went down?
I would say I got sassy a couple times when I was 8, 9 or 10ish.
Okay.
And that ended pretty quick.
Okay. I think mine were probably around 14, 15. And I got a 13-year-old right now. And it is kind of interesting if you look at talking back, and they say that, a lot of times in those early teenage years, you might have the kid where all of a sudden they're a sweet, adorable child, and then they get a little smart with some of their comments that they say back to you. And you're like, well, what's up with that, man?
Double digits when they start getting into the 10, 11, little mini adults.
If you've been faced with that, and you're like, going, what happened to my sweet little child? They're kind of getting a little bit mouthy with stuff. There's a psychologist that headed a study for the University of Virginia that says, you know what, it's actually pretty healthy for them to do that, and it's normal. They say that when kids push back on your authority, they're actually trying to exert some sense of control over their own lives. And they're kind of practicing that skill of becoming adults and standing up for themselves. Unfortunately, you're the person that's the test subject. So they say what you need to do as a parent, instead of like backhanding your kid, you need to figure out how to teach your child to challenge you with respect. It's something that's going to be normal, but they need to learn how to challenge or exert their own, boundaries and their own individuality.
See, I think that's different than talking back. I think if a kid politely or just even ask you a question of just because they're curious. Some people would say, "Oh, you're talking back," but you're right. I'm talking about like sassy face. Mom, I'm not doing that crap.
Well, this is sassy, and what you want is you want them to ask nicely and challenge you and say, "Hey, why do you think that way?" That's what you want. You don't want the kids like going, "Oh yeah, make me." That's what you don't want. So if your kid's kind of giving you the sass like that, how can you steer them into phrasing it a different way? And they say one of the biggest things is just asking them, be like, "Hey, do you have a different way to say that?" Instead of being going, "Yeah, make me," or like, "Yeah, I don't think so," or something like, you're like, "Wait, what?" Be like, "Okay, I understand maybe you don't want to do this, but do you have a different way to communicate how you're feeling?" Because at that age, they can't fully understand. They know what they want, and they're like, "Hey, I want to negotiate this with you," and they're not mature enough yet to know how to say it in a way that an adult would. And that's kind of your job as a parent, is to help guide them to say, look, you don't have to be a doormat. You can start to learn to stand up for yourself, but you got to learn the language to do it the right way, because you don't want to be a snotty kid and then be a snotty adult. And we know we got a world full of snotty adults, don't we?
What if hypothetically you had a 6-year-old that talks to everybody like they work for him, even his 17-year-old cousin?
Wow, okay.
Like,
yeah.
Rocco just talks to everybody like they work for him.
Where does he get that from? Huh,
Where's he learning this behavior?
yeah, I mean, boy.
It's all the psychology of kids. So they say that it's just basically, it's a process. It will take time. You just have to continually, when they exhibit the sassy behavior or do something wrong, continually keep trying to steer them in the right direction and then not get frustrated when at first it doesn't seem to work.
Because looking back, I remember even playing baseball for some coaches where somebody would ask the coach a question, push back in a sense, but not getting sassy about it, would just go, "Hey, coach, why would we do it that way?"
Yes.
And then the coach losing their mind
Right.
on the kid. And it makes you afraid to ask questions when you go like that.
And that's probably the second part of the lesson for your kids. It's not only how you communicate to adults about your feelings, but it's also how to receive a negative reaction from an adult who themselves is not very mature and they can't handle any kind of conflict negotiation.
Because I get it, you're the coach, you're in charge, but sometimes people have questions they don't agree with, and they just want to know the reason behind it.
Yeah, so you need to then start letting your kid know, hey, some adults may not take it well, and there's nothing wrong with you asking. You should. If you're put in a situation you don't like and it doesn't feel good to you and you want to exercise some of your own individuality and authority, then you just say, "Hey, can you explain this to me?" And if they start yelling at you, then you realize that, okay, you got an adult themselves that don't know how to really communicate effectively and properly.
Do you ever remember Colin and Caitlin sassing you guys when they were younger?
Nothing was too bad. It was, when Caitlin was around 14 and I was her softball coach. And, I was way too serious because, we were going after a state championship. And
Rich States, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta be serious.
yeah. And, she was basically like I was at that age, and she was always screwing around. And so all I would do is be like, you know what, just run until you, run that out of you. So I just remember I'd be coaching practice and Caitlin would just be running the entire practice. So.
Imagine if Kevin made us run for every mistake we made. Oh my God. I'd be so skinny.
All right, Bert, five laps around the building.
Oh my, you should start doing that.
The final thought that they had on this: remember, your children are independent beings with their own thoughts, feelings, and ideas. They are on their own path. You are merely supervising them on their journey, but their journey is still their own, not yours. You're not raising children, you're raising future adults. And I thought that was a good thought when it comes to parenting.
I can see a balance between both of this. I mean, I think kids do need some discipline, but I also think you shouldn't yell at them if they're asking questions either, because I can see it going one way or the other on that.
Yeah. We're talking about ways to maybe readdress your kids if they start talking back to you. And there was a lot of thoughts that people have hit us up with. Somebody said, yeah, maybe parents don't have to worry about the talking back, but teachers certainly do. That's all we ever hear constantly. These poor teachers dealing with the sassy kids. And a lot of the teachers have some comments and saying, yeah, articles like this is the reason there are snot-nosed kids that treat everybody like crap. What they need is a good butt whooping, like any sassy kid. That's kind of what they think on that.
Yeah, like I was saying, there's a balance.
Yeah, it is tough, and this is really just the parents, I think, themselves, hopefully doing the teachers a favor by taking, charge of this and making sure that your kid doesn't wind up like that. Yeah, how teachers deal with it, I don't know, because they're not your kid, they're not going to listen to you. You can try to say, hey, do you have another way of saying that? But unfortunately, a lot of times by the time they get to be teenagers, it just might be out of control. And it's not even really the teenagers anymore you got to worry about. Did you hear about this teacher at Pines Lakes Elementary in Pembroke Pines?
No, what happened?
Got whooped by a bunch of little kids, 4 and 5-year-olds.
They beat up the teacher?
They beat up the teacher and put her in the hospital.
What?
4 and 5-year-old kids at this elementary school in Pembroke Pines. Yeah, they apparently started throwing objects and flipped chairs in the classroom and then attacked the teacher using fists and feet.
What?
Those aren't kids. Those are gremlins.
4 and 5-year-old kids.
Do you think if you got the 10 meanest, badass 5-year-olds on the planet, they could take me down?
Yes, I do.
Bring on the fight. I want it.
Yeah, well, we need to have you go teach at Pines Lakes Elementary then, because apparently you're going to get your chance.
Yeah, you're the new substitute.
They won't take me down. I'll still be standing.
They say the alleged assault occurred in the cool-down room at the elementary school.
I was heating up in the cool-down room.
Cool-down room. Oh, my God.
What? The 5-year-old student is now facing the possibility of being charged with aggravated assault and battery with hands, fists, and feet. And you should know this, parents. In Florida, there is no statute specifying any minimum age for arrest. They arrested the 5-year-old, which means there's nothing legally preventing a preschooler, even 2.5 years old, from being arrested. If they start hitting or kicking their teacher, you can arrest that dang little kid.
Book them.
Wow. How about that?
Is there video of this? I would love to know, what was going on right before the beatdown.
Because it sounds to me there's kids hanging from the ceiling, throwing rocks.
This just sounds like something out of a movie, doesn't it?
Totally.
It does. It sounds like Children of the Corn.
This is absolutely insane. I ain't heard anything like this. 4 and 5-year-old students?
And how many of them attacked, you said?
It says here that a couple.
Okay.
A couple of 4 and 5-year-old pupils.
I feel like we all could take.
A couple's 2, right?
Two.
Couples too.
2 5-year-olds don't scare me, even if they were the most evil 5-year-olds on the planet.
Yeah, because I have the power of the fist to the throat. You could lay them out really quick.
And we're talking about the worst of the worst. They can fight, possibly even fly at certain points.
Fly?
They're next level evil.
What are these flying squirrel children?
My goodness. Yeah. Somebody's texted in and said, I'm a middle school teacher, and the elementary school next door is actually warning us about the 5th graders coming in next year because of how bad they are.
Oh, boy.
Now, if you hear a message like that, do you go in and set the law down right off the bat and go, I've heard about you guys?
No, I just think you have your eyes open. You're ready for it. You've prepared yourself. And probably, I'm sure, as a school and the faculty, they've said, okay, you probably want to do refresher training on dealing with really bad kids and having a system to deal with it, because you got to be on your mark. It feels like half of the job of a teacher now is behavioral, and half of it's just trying to actually get these kids to learn something.
And then they can't discipline the kids because they're afraid they're going to either get fired or sued.
Yeah, I know, you're right. So it's unfortunate because, some of these elementary schools, they seem like they're just turning into little mini prisons.
I blame TikTok. they're coming for us, all of us.
Wow. One woman texted in and said, I got a 5-year-old student who punches and kicks me and leaves bruises, throws chairs and objects, and there's really nothing we can do except say, please stop, please stop.
How would that happen? What would happen in 1985 if some kid was doing...
That kid would have got his butt beat. In the 80s?
Oh, my
Yeah. Well, they always I only see the videos mainly of, teachers fighting back with students. I was in the news a couple times last week. There was a couple videos of a teacher that like slammed a kid against a locker and stuff like that. And that made the news and people were talking about it.
It usually starts halfway in the video being recorded.
Yeah. And somebody else texted in and said, yeah, the minute that teacher touches those kids that are beating her up, she can go to jail. That's probably why she just laid there and took it.
Wow.
What if a kid's taking a pair of scissors and they're poking me in my belly with it? I can't do any of my 8-point blocking system towards that kid.
I'm all about the throat punch. I would lay them out.
I can't use my YouTube karate to defend myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to. If they're hitting you in the stomach with scissors.
Yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to just take that?
Heck no.
No, it's throat punch time.
It's time we sweep the leg.
Another teacher texted us, I think she's in Broward County. She said, yeah, I was put in the hospital by a 7-year-old this year.
Damn.
What did they do?
They just come up and they start hitting you and kicking you.
Now, I will say this. A 7-year-old sneak attack or a 5-year-old the sneak attack is different because, you're not ready for it.
But if they don't take me out with the first couple of licks,
well, look out.
They better run.
You're right. You got to take down the giant quick.
You gotta,
yeah, you're right.
If they don't take me out in the first couple of licks and I'm able to retaliate, it is going to be fist of fury.
But I even feel like if 3 5-year-olds jumped me from behind and started punching me,
yeah.
I feel like I still can get.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know, man. These kids can be a little bit wily.
How do we do this experiment without getting sued?
You can't.
I guess we can.
There's no way to do this safely.
Yeah, because when the kid starts hurting, you're going to flail and hit them.
I know. Don't email me. I'm joking. I don't want to. We're having fun here.
Don't email me.
Another text said, yeah, I'm a kindergarten teacher that just quit 2 weeks ago. The behaviors are bad due to the pandemic and kids being home from school last year. We can't lay our hands on children, so it's tough to block and handle 19 plus children with no help. Imagine you had 19 kids charge you.
Well, especially if you're teaching high school and you got one of those really bad classes where they're throwing stuff at you. Kids aren't small anymore.
Oh, high school. I don't want to go against a high schooler.
Would be
No.
heck no.
I'll take a 5-year-old. Let's go.
It's crazy. It's almost like to the point where we need to start locking kids into their desks.
I think we have a lot of good suggestions today.
Well,
shackles.
It's just showing you that, the teachers have no power. The students have all the power. You can't do anything. And it just sounds like the kids are taking over the schools because we're too afraid to stand up to these children. And they're running the world.
Kevin wants to lock him to the desk. I want to sweep the leg. I think you're right. I think that's a good idea.
Well, back in the 80s, I remember in first grade, I watched a kid take a hard wood top eraser to the temple for talking back from a nun from about 20 feet across the room. She nailed him right in the temple. He went out of his chair, hit the ground, and was like dizzy.
I heard old school nuns did not play. And the older you go back into the decades, the worse it was. You're talking about the 1950s nun? Look out. Look out for your knuckles.
Nobody ever said anything to her. She didn't get in trouble.
Dang.
The school supported her, and they were like, yeah, he's a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely flipped now.
Yeah, I don't think nuns can break them knuckles anymore, can they?
I don't think they can.
Not the good old days.
Yeah.
When a nun could be a nun.
Yes. Well, today is National Cereal Day. They asked what is the best kind to eat dry without milk. Cinnamon Toast Crunch was first, Honey Nut Cheerios, and then Cookie Crisp, top 3.
Ooh, all 3 bangers.
Okay. And they also asked what type of cereal leaves behind the best milk. The favorites were Cocoa Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, CTC's the best in my opinion. Don't sleep on those Captain Crunch berries. They're pretty good dry.
Okay.
They hurt your mouth, but they're good dry, and I 110% agree on that Cookie Crisp.
Okay. Is there any other cereal you would throw into the mix that wasn't mentioned?
I like some chocolate ones that they got out there, too. They got all different kind of chocolate ones. They're really going to rot your teeth, but they are delicious. $9 a box.
Yes. Such good stuff.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, Aaron Carter's former fiance and baby mother is throwing some accusations out there. She claims that during a domestic abuse situation recently, he broke 3 of her ribs.
Jeez.
She is asking for a restraining order. She is also asking to get all of her stuff because I guess he kicked her out of the house and isn't giving her her clothes or her baby's items, baby stuff that she needs for their child. They share a baby boy named Prince. And I think the Children and Family Services Department is now involved in the case to make sure the kid is safe. But it got messy and ugly. Mm-hmm. Drake is getting a temporary restraining order against a crazy fan named Misha, who apparently has broke into his home before, continues to show up at events where she attacks, spits on, or assaults his fans. This Misha chick sounds psycho. She continues to send messages wishing death on Drake, wishing death on his son.
Well, so would you really call that person a fan? I think we have to change the definition of what this word means.
She is a stalker at this point. No, we're not going to call her a fan. We're going to call her a stalker. And he is hopefully going to be granted that temporary restraining order.
She started off as a fan.
Exactly.
And then she got no.
Yeah. He didn't give her the attention she wanted. Well, when he found her in his home
Oh, my gosh.
and had to call the cops.
Well, you don't want me here?
That's just so horrifying.
That's kind of when the relationship took a turn.
Do you think him and this woman hooked up with each other and he tried to call it quits and she... What do you think? Or is it just a straight up stalker situation?
Anything is possible. You never know. I mean, she totally could be crazy and he could have never met her in his life. But it's also possible that she was a groupie.
It was a fling and it didn't work out.
Yeah. Cunanan. Does that name ring a bell? He was a groupie. He was a fling, and then he ended up killing Gianni Versace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, it can happen. And finally here, over the weekend, Britney Spears went back to Vegas. And this is the first time that she's been there since 2017 when she was in the conservatorship and heavily medicated and being forced to work when she didn't want to necessarily. But I guess she had a wonderful trip this past weekend. She got to go to the spa, which she was never allowed to do that. When she had her Vegas residency, Britney Spears was not even allowed to go to the spa and get treatments where she was performing. Can you believe that?
Why?
It's like insane to me. Because of the control that her dad had over the conservatorship. She wasn't allowed to do stuff like that, and she was making all that money. Couldn't even go to the spa.
Spas, what, the facials and the feetsies?
Just get a massage.
A little toe massage.
You just go sit in the sauna.
Girl, that sounds nice.
Chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she got to do all of that this weekend, even having some alcohol, which she wasn't allowed to do back in the day either.
boy.
So she said she had a great time for the first time in 13 years, able to go to the spa and enjoy herself.
Oh, get a little champagne in you. Get your feetsies worked on. That is nice.
I know, I'm happy for her.
You want to do that this weekend?
I would love to.
Spa day?
I need a spa day.
Witching the bird?
Girl, let's go. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
All righty. Take a look at some of these celebrity birthdays we got going on here for today. Big ol' happy birthday to Wanda Sykes. She's turned 58 years old today. And Bryan Cranston is 66. How about that, huh? He wears it well. I thought maybe he might be 56, 61, 66.
Is that Walter White?
Yeah, it is. So happy birthday to him. Also, we want to wish Britney Mom a happy birthday from Mom, Dad, and her daughter, Grace. Got a 50th birthday to Katya. Hope your hot flashes are not as intense today. From your favorite work buddies, David and John.
Oh, man.
Oh, gosh.
Good luck with
Hot
that.
flashes
Thanks.
suck.
You getting them yet, Mama?
Not yet, but I know friends that are going through it, and they constantly are complaining and have to have fans like all the time blowing.
Are they mad at people?
Yeah, it does make you a little irritable.
Oh boy. There you go. Something to look forward to. She's not there yet.
Not yet, so that's good for you.
I hate it.
But
Oh, no,
it's
I'm
coming.
so scared.
Nicole would like to wish your granddaughter a very happy 3rd birthday. Love Mimi, Papa, Mommy, Madison, and Austin. Look how cute she is there on KVJ TV.
Oh, what a doll.
Happy 8th birthday, Caroline, a.k.a. Peanut Butter. Love Daddy, Mommy, TJ, Kennedy, Ryder, and Oreo. And there's a photo there on KVJ TV. Happy 11th birthday, Sophia, from Mommy, Daddy, and Tiki. We love you all the way to Pluto and back. Also, Shane, happy Sweet 16 from her Grandview family. Carrie, Lila, Max, and Charlotte. Happy birthday. Also, happy birthday to Mom, Sherry Turgeon. Happy birthday from Jace. Sent that in. Got a birthday and want a shout out? Let us know about it. Mail at kvjshow.com.
You know who else's birthday it is today?
No.
Pandas.
Panda!
Happy birthday, Panda.
Happy birthday, Panda.
Very cool.
Happy birthday, Panda. Gonna lay it on you later.
Oh,
okay.
okay. Did you say she's going to lay on you later or lay it?
Gonna lay it.
Oh, okay.
Boy.
Gonna lay it on you.
Okay.
Brace yourself. It's coming in hot.
Wow. Okay. Lucky guy, huh? Okay. Hopefully you're ready to think fast here today. Got to get that brain going. We got Virginia, Jaybird, and Denny's here. All right. Let's see who can get the most points on these. All right. First up, think fast. A country in Europe that starts with the letter C.
Czechoslovakia.
Okay. Yeah. We'll go with that, I guess. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, was it Eastern Europe? Or
Yeah. Czechoslovakia.
It's going to be a longer word.
So we started. Oh my gosh.
He wasn't even in the room.
Yeah. And
That's
Virginia's
what
already up
happens
1-0.
when you come late to class. You missed
That's
the first
it.
question.
We start quick around here, man. There's no waiting for everybody to get settled. Okay, next up, think fast. A store at the mall that starts with the letter E.
Eddie's Edibles.
Everything
Eddie
but
Bauer.
water.
What'd you say, Denny's?
Eddie Bauer, isn't that a store?
Yeah, it is. But isn't there an Eddie's Edibles?
No, there's no Eddie's Edibles. What kind of pot shop?
No, Eddie's Edibles.
What?
It's edible.
Never mind. That's never mind.
There's no Eddie Bauer anymore either.
Is
But,
it not?
Yeah.
but
That's
there
how long I've
is
been in a mall.
everything but water.
Okay.
Oh, no way. Eddie Bauer should count.
At the mall?
There's a store. There's been a store.
Show
There's
me.
been a store.
That's how long it's been.
So it's got to be modern. All right.
All right, yes.
Okay. All right, Virginia up quickly. 2-zip here.
Oh, God.
Okay, next up. It's a type of dog that starts with the letter G.
Golden Retriever.
Oh, man, Virginia's going to put this away real
And
fast.
she saved the longest name. too.
Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
Golden Retriever.
Wow.
All right, hold on.
You're getting
I'm
whooped
going
fast.
5+ syllables.
I thought this game's going so fast right now.
Yeah.
It is.
That's it called Think Fast. It's got fast in the title of it. All right, it's a type of cheese that starts with the letter F.
Fontina.
What'd you say, Virginia?
Fontina.
I said feta.
Okay, who was in first? You think it was Bird? Okay, Suits is giving it to her.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Damn.
Okay, it's 3-1 now. Next up, think fast. It's
Feta's the worst cheese, by the
It's
way.
terrible.
I want
Not
to
my
fight feta.
We hate feta.
don't like it, huh?
do not
No,
like
we don't
feta.
like. It's not even real cheese, Kevin.
We don't like
It's not.
feta.
What is it then?
I don't know, but it's not good.
We don't like feta, and we hate cottage cheese on this show.
We just thought we'd had to make that point real quick.
Okay. All right, it's a word that starts and ends with the letter L.
Lionel.
Oh.
Lionel, yeah. I'll give that to you.
Hello.
You're right. You're right.
That is. That would work. Lionel does work.
A weird word.
Lionel. Okay. All right, Dennis, I think you've been eliminated here.
Oh,
I
damn.
know.
Stick
Got
around,
me.
though.
Yeah, I'm going to hang out with
Hang
this.
out.
Okay. All right, Virginia, you can put it away if you get one more. It's a blue-collar job that starts with the letter P.
Plumber.
It's over. Just
immediate.
like that. Dagger right in the heart, man.
Good. You drink yesterday?
Nope.
Oh.
Not a sip.
Not a sip yesterday, huh?
I took Sunday off. My liver was crying.
I can only imagine.
Did you have any beverages at all this weekend?
I did. I smuggled into Rocco's first grade dance.
What did you smuggle in there?
Mama just brings her own cup.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you had a roadie with you, huh?
I had a
Mama?
little spiked lemonade, and then when I drank all that, I had some little airplane bottles of Fireball.
Good heavens.
Yeah, I don't think I have a problem.
How'd Saturday go? Anything on Saturday?
Oh, Saturday was a blast. We went down and did a cooking show with our friend Anthony. Fat's Where the Flavor's At.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, he was doing his little cooking show, and Panda tapes it, and I just get to eat all the food and drink all the wine. It's fabulous.
You weren't being part of on camera.
I was like in the audience.
Oh, what a cozy gig.
So yeah, you get to like try the food. So you're on camera a little bit trying the food and commenting, but it's all about him cooking and he taught us how to make homemade pasta. And I tried it last night and it worked. I made homemade pasta.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just my game.
I know. I'm gonna perfect it and I'm gonna bring you some. My first go wasn't perfect, but I'm gonna bring you some.
Oh, I love it and I want it.
I know you do.
Okay. All right.
We're talking about pasta, Kevin.
Okay. All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we'll get some call 'em outs going. Is there somebody that you need to call out? Looked like it was kind of a squirrely weekend. Some other people were texting in after I talked about that scene that happened on North Lake Boulevard with the armed carjacking and all the cop cars. They rammed the dude and pulled him out and let the dog chew on him for a while.
That is crazy.
That was yesterday, you said?
I just saw it yesterday, so I don't know what it might have happened on Saturday.
Okay.
Imagine you were on that street just driving and that happens in front of you.
I mean, that is
Yeah.
right where I live at.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, imagine just all kinds of squirrely stuff going on there. So, sure, we're going to have a lot of call them outs. You can text them into us right now, 877-979-WRMF.
If somebody's done you wrong, it's time for you to sing along and call them out, call them out, call them out. You gotta call them out, call them out, call them out. It's time to call them out.
All right, we got a lot of call them outs here today, including probably our top call them out today is for Virginia. Somebody said, I'd like to call out the witch for saying Eddie Bauer doesn't exist anymore, but thinks Czechoslovakia does.
Yeah, I know. Me and Dennis, we just sit here and take it because we don't want to get into some big old long argument on the air.
Yeah.
She's wrong double.
Yeah, I
And she
gave her
wins.
credit.
What is going on here?
Well, it's now it's the Czech Republic and Slovakia. They're two separate countries. I gave her credit because I kind of knew what she was talking about. I thought that might be the best I'm going to get. So
Eddie Bauer, I mean, all that changes the whole dynamic of the game. But take your win, witch. Take your little asterisk win.
okay, and another call them out for Virginia. We're calling out Virginia for allowing Magnolia to block her on TikTok. Who pays for that phone and internet? Not Mags.
Yeah, I need to do that. I meant to do that over the weekend.
So what happened?
I don't see Mags on TikTok, and I think that she's got it set up to where only her friends can see her.
Is Max doing stuff she shouldn't be doing?
I don't know. I can't see her.
Okay. Some people are saying, yeah, you need to.
Yeah, I forgot over the weekend. I meant to do that.
Okay. All right, something to put down on the to-do list, Virginia. Another call him out says, I want to call out my in-laws. Y'all said Josh wine was good. Well, I guess it ain't that good. They opened every other damn bottle they had except the one I brought. Are y'all lying to me? WTF. I only bought this wine because I heard you say Josh and Miyomi were the good ones. LOL.
I mean, they're not like high end,
Yeah.
but they're like, if you want to spend around $20 or a little less, Josh and Naomi are great wines.
Yeah, Josh, I think you can get for like $10, depending upon if you go to the right gas station like I do. So, yeah, we were talking about what good wines you can get that are really cheap. And that was what it was. So, yeah, it's more cheap.
Boone, Strawberry Hill. That's kind of how I roll.
Let me see. Another call out says, calling out my sister. She stole my car and then wrecked it. She got arrested, and I had to bail her out of jail because she's flat broke. It was an awful weekend.
Dang. I mean, did you have to bail her out?
Yeah, no.
She stole your car and wrecked it. Why are you bailing her out? I'd let her sit, think about what she's done.
It's a good question, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of squirrely car stuff going on this weekend. I was telling you about the guy had the armed carjacking. They caught up with him on North Lake Boulevard in Palm Beach Gardens, close to I-95, and saw the videos of it. It looked like there was about 25 police cars. It looked like 15 cops wrestled him out of the car.
Wow.
One police dog's all it took to have a nice snack. Christine is on here. You said you were just 3 cars behind the whole incident when it was going on?
Yes, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
It was probably the scariest thing, and I wouldn't pull up. My dad's like, pull up, because he's a retired police officer. And when my mom said that she saw guns drawn, I was like, nope, not having that. But yeah, it took at least, there was 3 municipalities. There was FHP, North Palm Police, and Palm Beach Gardens.
Wow.
There with him. So I don't know. I couldn't find out what went on until you guys said it. But yeah, the dog, I think, is what finally subdued him. We think he got bit.
How happy was that dog, by the way? Did you see that dog? I've never seen a dog's tail wagging more than that dog.
I've been wanting to do that for a minute.
The dog was so happy. He's like, yes, thank you, and more, please.
Well, he knows he's getting sausages and all kind of treats later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do they let the dog go a little extra longer?
It seemed like it.
If the
He was
guys
in there a while.
if the guys cause a big time disruption, do you let the old doggy just go have his way with him for a minute?
It looked like from the video he went back for seconds.
Yeah,
They take their time saying heel.
yeah. They could have got the dog off like 3 minutes earlier.
Oh man. Yeah, what a scene that was, though, huh, Christine?
Very, I mean, and I was like, my dad's a retired police officer. Like I said, he's like, pull up, because he's done this stuff before. And I'm like, no, thank you. Nope. I just, guns drawn. I mean, it was pretty scary, but I mean, they handled themselves, the police officers, very well. There was no brutality. They went by, but the guy wasn't going down. So
Yeah.
you got to do what you got to do to let the dog out. And I mean, he held the dog, while it was happening. He didn't actually let the dog go, but
Okay.
I mean, if you're doing something like that,
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, hey, you know what?
The force is necessary, and they did their job. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for the update,
have an
Christine.
awesome day.
Okay. You too.
We did a bit a long time ago with a police dog, and they do not play.
They're very strong.
Yes, they are.
They're very strong.
They know their mission.
They do.
Yeah, they love it. Another column out says, I want to call out my condominium association, the HOA, for refusing to treat my termite infestation. I've had to spend over 10 grand on legal fees to sue them. And the crazy thing, I'm actually a board member. The rest of the board turned their backs on me and is refusing to help.
Uh-oh, the war within Virginia.
Yeah, if you ever thought getting on the board of your HOA helps out, apparently it doesn't.
Yeah, they're shady. They're real shady.
I can see that happening on an HOA board where you got somebody that's think a little bit different, and everyone else is, we're not doing it that way. The fight within.
This column out says, I want to call out the massage therapist that pulled a no-call, no-show and cost me my massage on Sunday.
Wow.
What is a no-call, no-show? They
That
just
means you didn't
show up.
Yeah, you didn't show up for work, and you didn't call to explain that you weren't going to be there.
Oh, okay.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, those kind of things happen. Yeah, my wife and I had gone out for a Bloody Mary, and the bartender was about 40 minutes late. She showed up. And we were kind of sitting there. I was like, hey, and she kind of looked at me like, I got to get the bar set first. And I was like, well, I mean, you're 40 minutes late.
How dare you come into this establishment while we're open and wait for a drink while I'm late? How dare you?
And I got scolded. I was like,
That's so funny.
the world is so weird these days. I gotta set my bar up first. Sorry. Here's another call out for a bartender who said that I would make a great plus size model. Plus size model? Bitch, please. I ain't plus size. I'm 5'5" and 130 pounds. That's not plus size.
That is not plus size. You better get the hell out of here with that.
Yep.
Plus size.
That's a weird thing to say to somebody, too.
It's something you shouldn't say.
That is a straight up insult by a person who's got some sort of axe to grind.
Yeah, that's not a good call. Let me see. Somebody said I want to call out my roommate. I let him move into my house for free. And how does he repay me? By selling cocaine to complete strangers out of my spare bedroom. I was woken up on Saturday night to police arresting him in my backyard.
Well, karma took care of itself, hon.
Dang.
Oh, man. Wow. Let me see here. We got somebody calling out their coworker, Molly. We know you're sleeping with our boss. I know you're listening, so hopefully you get the message. Everybody in the office knows everything. Now it's time for your husband to find out.
Oh,
Well, that sounds like a threat.
Whoa, Molly.
Dang.
You've been found out, Molly.
Look out. And somebody says, I want to call myself out. I hooked up with my best friend's ex-boyfriend. She is still in love with him, and they broke up only 2 weeks ago. Half of my night was me consoling her, and then the other half was me sleeping with the guy she's crying over.
Oh.
I feel so guilty, but I'm still doing it. I feel like a terrible person.
Well,
Yeah, maybe you are.
maybe you are.
Yeah.
That's dirty.
That is a
That's dirty.
dirty move right there.
I don't like it, Virginia.
Okay.
It's so recent, so fresh. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, you're helping her out, and then you're leaving to go sleep with the guy she's crying over.
You need to check yourself.
That may not be a good friend.
No, and the karma from that.
I don't like that.
Girl.
That's messed up.
Always love the positive column outs as well. Got a nice one here from Ashley. She said, I got a positive shout out to Vanilla Ice. We ran into him on Friday night at a restaurant. Of course, myself, my husband, and my sister were all around his age, so we knew immediately who he was. Nobody else seemed to really know or bother him. But naturally, we wanted to take his pic, and my husband decided he would just go ask him if he would maybe take a picture after he was done before he left. And he's like, yeah, let's do it now. He came over, talked to us, took the picture. He's so gracious and genuine. It's really nice of him. It only made us like him even more. And there's the photo on KVJ TV.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's always great with that.
That's
really good with
nice.
all of his fans. Always
Where
doing
was that? Can you tell?
It's a restaurant, Virginia. I
might
can
be- I
definitely
might-
see it's got windows, and they have plates.
I might be able to tell.
And
I always like to figure out, like, where does he go? Where does Ice go eat? I know you
There's
saw
the
him in
menu.
a Mexican restaurant.
I did, yeah. He does eat that. He's
very
vegetarian, so he eats
nosy.
a lot. He likes Indian cuisine as well.
This
so.
does not look like a chain restaurant. This looks like more of a local establishment, Virginia.
Okay, all right.
I'm still doing the research.
Zoning in.
Yeah.
Well, something big on the positivity. They say really having an attitude can cause you bad if you have a bad attitude, but good if you have a good one. In fact, they kind of broke it down, and they said that a study found that being agreeable and easy to be around had a positive effect on 93% of 275 different life variables like salaries, promotions, and relationship success. So if you're agreeable and easy to be around, you're not one of those people that's always like trying to find something wrong with it and complain and have an issue, and you will have a lot more success with things that you want, like bigger paycheck, better promotion, and a successful relationship.
I believe that. I do think attitude is everything.
Yeah, so there's a lot to be said for being agreeable and easy to be around. Don't be that person who just sucks the life out of the room. The oxygen. You're just like, oh my gosh. You see him and you're like, oh, quick, run the other way.
Why are you looking at Virginia?
Whatever. You love me. Admit it.
Will had a very interesting Friday night. Jaybird had his ghost team over to his house. He's been telling some very interesting stories about spirits over there. The one that just really stood out to me was the one about the shadowy figure that would hunch down in a corner and then lunge a couple steps out and then retreat and hunch back in the corner. In fact, I was watching that, was it the Ancient Aliens over the weekend, and they had a whole special on shadow people and how they believe shadow people's been around in all different cultures for, thousands of years. It's been something there, and it's kind of interesting what they're talking about, what it might be. Some people think it could be malevolent spirits. They've also noticed that it seems like ones that wear a hat seem to control the other shadow people. Some people even thought that it was a cloaking device for aliens, that they would kind of had that. And so who knows what Jaybird's got going on? Does he have malevolent spirits? Does he have aliens with cloaking devices in his house? You guys set up the cameras and everything. You documented a lot of it on the KVJ Show Facebook page on Friday.
Big shout out to Vicky and her ghost team, Point Paranormal. They really, really did a great job. She's got some great great cameras now. It's going to be clear. If there is anything,
Okay.
we're going to catch it, and you'll be able to see it really, really clear. So she did a great job, and we're already getting stuff already in. But it takes a while to investigate everything. You have to go through it. You know, it's very tedious work, and you have to go through all that video, all through that audio as well. But already, they've already got EVPs. While they were setting up, her name's Allison, she was one of the ghost investigators. They're setting up in my room, and all of a sudden, a blood blister appears on her arm that wasn't there before.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Check out our TikTok video. You can see it.
Yeah, there have been stories about that. There is the Riddle House that is at Yesteryear Village at the South Florida Fairgrounds, and they padlocked the top room that is up there because they said there's been issues where some people have gone in there and they believe that there is a nasty male spirit that is up there, and people will leave sometimes with scratch marks.
Injuries.
Injuries from actually going in that room. So they've got it padlocked and don't
That's
really send people in there.
horrifying.
Yeah, isn't that crazy that a spirit could do that?
One of the cool things that we kind of have been thinking, and it was a theory, we think one of the ghosts has a bit of like a crush on me.
Yeah.
Old timey ghost. She seems to come out when music is being played. Whether I'm playing that old creepy stuff on the TV, if I'm playing something with the guitar. So we did an experiment where we turned everything off, and I just started playing the guitar, and they said all of these orbs started dancing around me with this weird odd thing in the middle. Yeah. So I believe we have that on camera.
Dang.
I know.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, but we think there's
Okay.
something connected with music and this one female spirit.
There's some crazy stuff going on in that house, doesn't he, Virginia?
Very crazy.
Yeah.
Vicky thinks she's confirmed at least a male spirit and a female spirit, but we're not sure what's going on with that yet.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you'll have something maybe in the next couple of weeks?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
her and her team are going to go through that very thoroughly, and then we're going to have the video, we're going to have the audio. I know we already got EVP. She's got one calling her a BITCH.
What?
Yeah.
These spirits so nasty.
They've
Where's
done,
their manners?
They've done that to her before.
Really?
Yeah. Well, she's
Was she being bitchy? Because sometimes you
Did
gotta
she
look.
earn it?
You gotta take a look at yourself.
I feel kind of bad because it was me, Beckett, Joe Ponton, Denny's, and then Vicky and her ghost team, and we might have been drinking, having a real good time. So that.
She was getting a little annoyed with
Well,
you.
she was all business.
Yeah,
Weird,
she's not there for the party.
No,
she's there to get to the spirits.
And I respect that about it. That's why I
Yes.
love Vicky, because she don't play around.
yeah.
You were getting a little bit of your buzz on.
Boys getting turned.
Acting like little kids, probably.
Okay, well, we'll see what's going on there. Just kind of an update. If you want to see the videos of Bird getting loose, some of those were up there
Yes.
on the KVJ Show Facebook page.
She should have put you in timeout.
She tried, I think.
Good luck. Oh, I got a text email from somebody. Want to know if they're doing it right. They say, I've been talking to this guy who is married and they're expecting a baby on the way. He's told me from jump that they're in the middle of a divorce and she knows that he is seeing other people. Well, the wife messaged me and said, is there something that you need to tell me? Well, I thought of telling her how he's been telling me that they're not together and all of this stuff, but instead I messaged the guy and I said, clearly your wife is unaware that y'all are splitting and you are seeing other people, and I'm not going to be the other one to tell her. This isn't what I wanted. Goodbye. I haven't said anything to the prego wife, and I don't know if I should say anything. I think I need help. Did I do it right? Okay, so she ended it when she found out that clearly he is not actually leaving his wife and she's just getting played on the side. But I think she's stepping up saying, okay, should I say something to the prego wife? Am I handling it right just to cut it off with him and then just leave and not say anything? So does she owe any kind of responsibility to this pregnant wife to let her know that, look, you need to know that your man is still trying to play me on the other side of this, or just let it go and let the prego wife have her baby and, I guess find out on her own that her husband is a scumbag?
That's a tough one because you certainly don't owe her any apologies or explanations because you don't even know her.
Yeah.
But You know, if you were her, would you want somebody to tell you?
Yes, if I was pregnant with someone's baby and he was stepping out on me, I would want to know.
Sometimes people will use the justification or the reasoning saying that they're pregnant. I don't want to cause any toxic shock that might go on, and that, any kind of stress, you pump out bad endorphins to the baby and could affect the baby.
That's my question. How accurate is that statement? I mean, can a pregnant woman really not take bad news or a shock of sorts? It's happened in the history of humanity. Is it that bad for the baby, or could a pregnant woman totally be able to still get upset and the baby be fine?
Yes, you can totally get upset and the baby still be fine, but it is not good for the baby for you to be upset. That is a fact.
Okay.
Fetal stress is real. It is something that a lot of babies go through because the mother is being put through some horrible situation, and it's absolutely real.
What if you wait till the baby's born and then you drop the news?
That would be the thought. But then does it look weird that you've waited and seem spiteful, and then who knows? Now, people like Lily in the chat room are saying, mind your business and go. And a lot of people say that. But I'm just kind of curious, if you've ever been in a situation where you're pregnant with somebody's baby that was cheating on you, would you have wanted that mistress to come to you and let you know either during or after the pregnancy what was going on, so that maybe you could cut your losses earlier?
Mind your business and go. Whatever. You're in the middle of this equation, and I don't like when cheaters get off scot-free. Why do they get to get off scot-free and continue their ways? They're the dirtbag.
But as the woman, the other woman, you should probably try to protect yourself from being sucked into their drama. Of course, you want to just get away and slink away, but if you can let her know without exposing your identity, that would be ideal, because you don't want to be sucked into their drama. Mm-hmm. Maybe you figure out a way to anonymously let her know.
Okay. Well,
There's ways you can do that.
You can.
Jen works in OBGYN, and she says this happens a lot more than you would think. It's sickening.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what it is with some dudes. They get a woman pregnant when she gets around 8 months. They're like, I need to go find another lady. It's like, what? No, you don't.
That's exactly what their voice sounds like, too. I need to find another lady.
What? No. All right. So any thoughts on this? In fact, have Suits put up a KVJ TV poll here, because she's wanting to know, did I do the right thing? You find out that your boyfriend, your married boyfriend, is not leaving his pregnant wife. Do you tell the wife or just walk away quietly?
The way he did it is really not bad at all. I mean, to Virginia's point, if you're able to stay away from this clown, and he is a clown, and you back off, it's going to be easier for you. I just don't like this guy getting away with it.
And I think that's just what she's wondering. Does she have some kind of obligation to,
That's
the
a very
female species?
That's a very personal question that you have to really sit down with yourself and examine. Are you going to be able to forget about this and move on? Or are you going to feel super guilty, think about it all the time, be sad, be worried about your karma? What kind of person are you? Only you can answer that.
Yeah. Okay, well, you can jump into the KVJ TV chat room, let us know. And Jen gave an example in the chat room. She said, yeah, we have 2 offices, and we've had guys bring their pregnant wife to one location and their pregnant girlfriend to the other location. It was horrible.
That sounds like a reality show.
That is
Wow.
terrible, huh? Wow. Okay, we'll check back in with that and get your thoughts as well. You can text them to us, 877-979-WRMF.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
There is an American WNBA player currently being held in Russia after a drug-sniffing dog found weed in her bags. And this is kind of crazy because they're saying now that they may keep holding her and hold her as a pawn in this whole Russian-Ukraine thing. If convicted over there, her criminal case could have her facing 5 to 10 years in a Russian jail.
Oh, that doesn't sound like fun.
For weed.
Yeah.
Ay. This is crazy stuff right now. She's been there since February 5th.
It is the wrong time to get stuck over there right now.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
timing is awful.
The one thing that Americans need to realize is the rest of the world is not like America. And you don't have the same kind of rights. You can't pull the same kind of stuff in other countries that you do here. Say, you can't hold me. I got rights. It'd be like going,
No, you don't.
No, this is Russia.
I'm going to take a video of this and put it on Twitter. Oh, no, you're not.
No, this is Russia.
We've actually shut down Twitter. Russia shut down all social media.
Oh, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so wow, your timing could not have been worse.
You have to understand what country you're going to be in and what the social norms are there, and you have to behave accordingly. Because sometimes you may think, well, America will come bail me out. Not always. Can they just run and get you right out?
I don't
It
think
doesn't always work that way.
I don't think it looks good for her.
This is a 2-time Olympic basketball champion.
Yeah, she's a big name.
She's a
in
big deal.
women's
Brittany
basketball.
Griner is her name. So, yeah, they may decide to keep her as a high-profile hostage.
Wow. Okay.
And if you were out and about over the weekend in the Palm Beaches like I was, you may have run into one of the Real Housewives of New York. I was at a party on Saturday night, and guess who was there? Ramona Singer.
You've got to be kidding.
Yeah,
What?
no
Are you
big
serious?
deal. I was there
No
with
way.
Ramona.
Who is she?
She is an OG from NYC.
Oh, my gosh.
Turtle Time, you never heard of it?
No.
If you stop talking, Kev, maybe it'll just go away.
Okay.
Maybe the dirt will just end.
Okay.
And that's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
Okay.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, got a new track that the Red Hot Chili Peppers have dropped. They got a whole bunch of new stuff coming out. I expect a tour from them very soon. It is a song called Poster Child, where they got a lot of different kind of references in the song.
Parliament's a time I thought the hats were filling up with fog. Talk about the life and death of every penny and I love the 70s was such a win. Singing the Led Zeppelin. Lizzie looking modest in the Thompson said another twin. My daughter won the lottery. The numbers never thought of me. Ramones had a lobotomy. So screaming like a pottery. I will be your poster child. You know the world is ours for a little while. And I will be your poster child tonight.
Okay.
I don't think Virginia's feeling it.
No, not feeling that, huh, Virginia?
I don't know.
Not your tune.
Does it make it in the Kev iPod?
I can't
okay.
decide if it was weird or
It is weird.
catchy or
If it's good or it's awful?
if I want it to stop. I don't know. It made me feel weird in my stomach.
There are some songs where you can't tell in the beginning. Go, do I like it or do I hate it? I'm weird. I feel weird.
So we got some feedback here on what you should do. Should you, being the mistress, let the pregnant wife know that her husband is still cheating on her? 95% of the people in the KVJ TV chat said yes, tell his wife. And
Oh, wow. That's a big one number.
yes, 95% said stay. I'll stay with him. No. That was 4% said that. That wasn't the option. The other option is to walk away. 4%'s like, yeah, stay with the guy. Why not? What the heck? Justin had a comment. He said, obviously, the pregnant lady has an idea and sounds like she is looking for confrontation. Tell her you're out. So I guess let her know the details. Somebody said, yeah, you should absolutely tell her the details. Obviously, she already knows. It's better to have her have all the details for her to be able to make a decision for her and for her family. And somebody said, yeah, I'd want to know so that I can give the child my last name. This dude who is cheating on me while I'm pregnant, he doesn't deserve to pass along his name to my child.
And get away with crap either.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like most people are saying, yeah, you should go on ahead and say something to the wife. And then at that point say, don't drag me into it any further. I'm out. Good luck with your baby. And leave it at that. All right, ever got a situation you want to know how to handle it? You can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. All right, we're going to get honest here with you. I think. Or we're supposed to be. It's supposed to be on the honor system here. You're going to find out some incriminating things about the KVJ Show on our Raise Your Hand poll. We got 5 of us, myself, Virginia, Jaybird, Denny's, and Suits. Now, we're going to be raising our hand. I'll tell you how many of us raised our hand, what percentage of the KVJ Show this applies to, but if you're watching on KVJ TV, you'll be able to see who is saying yes to which and admitting their guilt here. Okay, first up, raise your hand if you've ever been falsely accused of cheating from a significant other. They've accused you of cheating and you were not cheating. Has that ever happened to you? 2 out of 5 KVJ Show members have. 40%. Okay. Have you ever been caught stealing? Have you ever been caught stealing? Okay. We've got 60% of the KVJ Show that has done that. How many have actually stolen and not been caught? Oh, wow. Okay. How about that? Okay, so that's another 80%. Wow.
And this is through our whole life, you know. People can change.
Wow. We got a bunch
Straight up criminal.
We're hardcore up in this.
What's the statute of limitations?
A lot of thieves here on this show. Okay, all right. Raise your hand if you've ever snuck into a movie theater for free. Who's done that? Okay, we got 60% of the KVJ Show has done that. 3 out of 5.
The old double feature.
Triple feature for some.
There you go.
Okay. Have you ever dined and dashed? And that means intentionally dining and dashing. That doesn't count the time you got hammered and you left the table and you forgot that, oh, wait, there's a system called payment. So you've intentionally set out to dine and dash and to rob a restaurant. Thankfully, that is 0%.
Okay.
Nobody on KVJ's intentionally done it.
Because we wouldn't want to stick the server with that. That's just not cool.
Oh, I've seen the aftermath. I went with my ex-girlfriend, a bunch of her coworkers and their friends. We went on this big group dinner. They all dined and dashed. It was me and another couple that were left. It was me, my ex, and another couple. The whole other group, they all left. I felt so bad. I watched the waitress drop to her knees and cry.
Damn.
I felt terrible, so I never ever dined and dashed.
Oh my gosh. How many people here have accidentally dined and dashed? Raise your hand if you've done that. Accidentally.
Well, I left my card too. So.
Yeah.
They could have charged me if they
Well,
wanted.
do you count ordering a bunch of food and then falling asleep? I mean, I didn't dash anywhere, but I certainly didn't pay for it.
No, I did.
I know.
And I was so pissed off that I had to do that. And then I got home and go, I'm kind of cozy. I have all this food now.
See?
Yeah, in your face.
Turned out well for you. Okay. About 60% of the KVJ shows accidentally dined and dashed.
You did it to me, Ralston.
I know. Oh, I know. I am ashamed at how often I do it. I don't know what it is. I'm having a good old time, and I'm like going, all right, let's go. And then bye. I'm like, what? Dude, what do you not get about there's a system where you got to pay?
Everybody had to pick up your tab.
I know.
There's a system.
Yeah, I know. I always forget about that. So I get caught up in it. I'm having such a good time.
Well, don't let the check stand in the way of you and your good time.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm like, all right, let's keep going.
Those stupid checks can be sobering.
Yeah, I know. They really
Nobody
are.
wants that.
It just takes too long. You know, it's a speed bump to my party.
It's a process.
Yeah.
You gotta write your name.
All right, and then finally, raise your hand if you've ever lied in a previous Raise Your Hands poll. Raise your hand if you've ever lied. I would imagine if you have, you're probably lying now, so we're going to get a 0% on that.
Yeah.
It continues.
I didn't do it on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose. I don't rule it out.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's not done on purpose.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have some behind-the-scenes stories that go along with everybody that raised their hand on the poll coming up on the After the Show podcast. We do that on KVJ TV Live. That is on YouTube. You can also get it on any of the podcast apps, wherever you get yours, or the WRMF app. Ever been on a really terrible first date?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Many, Kevin.
Bird's got a few. I think pretty much anybody who's ever dated has probably been on a really bad first date.
I mean, it's hard to beat mine because my date got arrested. I know people have heard this story a ton. I won't go into the details, but good luck beating that.
I also and don't forget your cigarettes, Tom.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
She was on something.
She kicked him out of the car, threw cigarettes at him, and said, "Don't forget your cigarettes, Tom."
That's when we did that thing, Battle of the Bizarre Dates.
Yeah.
That was a good. We should bring that back.
Who the hell's Tom?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody does know. Bird had won that. We posted the question up on the KVJ Show Facebook page. Got lots of great answers. I don't know which one you're going to find is the best. I'll let you judge on that. In fact, we can do a battle of the worst dates right here with all the submissions that we got. Gabby said her worst first date. He took me to Applebee's where his ex-wife was a waitress.
Oh, damn.
Did you at least get that hookup?
Didn't say. Probably not. Probably got her food spit in on top of it.
That is low.
Can't get a discount on some riblets?
Yeah, I don't think it went well. Kelsey said, he took me to a restaurant and went to the bathroom a lot and stepped out often to take calls. I thought it was weird, and then the waiter said, he's at another table with a blonde woman, right? He had 2 first dates at once.
Are you kidding me?
Apparently not.
Oh, what a pimp.
That's unbelievable.
He's juggling.
Scott said, I met a girl for a blind date once. She didn't say a single word throughout dinner, finished her meal, and walked out. I then checked my phone, and there was a message from the girl saying that she couldn't make it tonight. So who the hell did I eat with?
You ate with the straight-up ninja.
She didn't say a word.
She didn't say a word. He just kept eating.
She ate your food and left.
Got up and left. He's like, what the hell just happened?
You got assassinated.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Michelle said the waiter came over and looked confused. He turned to my date and asked, when did you stop being gay?
Oh.
Okay.
Well, what if he was bisexual?
Yeah, I guess that's probably what it is. Linda said, in college, a friend set me up on a blind date. I wasn't in a great mood because I had received a traffic ticket a few hours before. My day got even worse when my blind date turned out to be the cop who gave me the ticket.
Oh.
That's pretty rough.
That is. What odd coincidence.
Interesting to see you again. Jessica said, I was on a date with a guy and we weren't clicking. We were both on our phones as the conversation wasn't going well. I then get a text from him saying, this date is a disaster. This chick is boring and turns me on less than my mom.
Oh.
I read the text and look up and said, you just texted me.
Oh, man.
There was not another word the rest of the day.
First dates they can be really awkward as it
chick
is.
is boring and turns me on less than my mom.
Dang.
Okay. Mariah said at the end of the date, instead of a hug or a kiss goodbye, I got a high five. All right, cool.
Okay, all right. Well, at least you know where you stand.
Yeah. Sarah said we met at the beach in the morning, hit it off, and almost did it in his car. On the way home, he asked if I wanted to hit up his family's barbecue, and it's there I discovered that we were second cousins. Wow. Good thing it didn't go any further than that.
I think it's the third where you're able to.
I think so. You're technically.
Second, you're still kind of dancing on that.
He brought you to the barbecue, and they're like, wait a minute, we know her.
How do you not know your second cousins? I mean, what are you doing?
Mark said it's my first date in high school, and I'm feeling something in my sweater at dinner. I keep fidgeting until my date reaches behind my collar and pulls out a pair of my mom's panties.
Oh, all right. Well, you can recover from that.
From that point forward, I learned to do my own laundry. Christine said, yeah, my date was a funeral director. He picks me up with a body in the back of the car and said, we just need to make a quick stop at my office.
That is not cool.
No, I mean, come on. I mean, I know you're okay with death, but not a lot of people are on a first date. Millie said it was my first time at a sushi restaurant. I had seen sushi before, and I thought I wanted 10 rolls. So that's what I ordered. I actually wanted 10 pieces. The staff had to push 2 tables together to accommodate my entire order.
He was probably like, this bitch.
Oh my gosh, 10 rolls.
You can't expect him to pay that tab. You've got to split that.
Dang. Catherine said I was looking all cute when I met him at the bar of a fancy restaurant. First thing he says is, I thought you'd be thinner. I grabbed his drink, I poured it in his lap and said, I thought you'd be smarter. I left and ate a whole pizza that night by myself.
And sometimes those are the best dates on the planet. They really are.
And Leslie said, my date let me out of the car to wait on the curb while he parallel parked. After 3 failed attempts, he drove off. I walked home.
He was so ashamed.
You just gotta know when to fold them, know when to drive away. That was just it. Oh yeah. Well, if you're going out to dinner, I always love this question: who would be the ultimate person, alive or dead, to have dinner with?
Ooh.
If that was your thing, and you get to get 3 guests out there. Mine have always kind of changed, and I thought of this because they had the combine going on, which is where they take budding NFL players and they have them run fast and lift weights and all that kind of stuff, Virginia. And so it's a big thing in the NFL. You know, anymore now, we're already jonesing for football, and it's only ended a couple of weeks ago. And so they had the new Miami Dolphins head coach, Mike McDaniel, was there. And so they get to ask these people all these questions. And they said, who would be your ultimate dinner guest? He went with Michael Jordan, Frank Sinatra, and Ben Franklin.
Wow.
That was his 3. So I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. Frank Sinatra for him. Ben Franklin, I kind of get that. In fact, Ben Franklin, I think, would be an underrated dinner guest.
Well, he was a ladies' man, too.
Absolutely.
The chicks dug them some Franklin, Virginia.
He was great at socializing. Apparently, he had amazing stories, and he was a conversationalist. And so that might be the ultimate dark horse pick of a phenomenal dinner guest.
He was kinky. They used to call him Spanklin Franklin because he was a little into the spanking.
Spanklin? Did you just make that up?
I did.
Virginia's thinking that was something he saw on the History Channel.
Well, I'm not watching the History Channel, so I got to trust your word.
Yeah, right. I think mine would probably be Elon Musk. I think he would be fascinating just to hear what he might have to say. Guy's always got some kind of quote that is out there. It has a lot of interesting concepts. I'm going to go with Dave Grohl for fun. He keep it entertaining, has great stories about rock and roll. And then to me, personally, got to go with Jesus. I mean, the meal would never end. He could just break stuff apart, hand it to you, and like you would never have to ask for seconds.
And for the sake of this game, everyone is into being there. They want to talk to you.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And Jesus makes that wine bottomless.
Yeah, right. It's like, hey, I need another wine. Waiter. And Jesus is like, boom.
No problem.
So tell you, Jesus, would he judge you if you were getting turned with the wine? Does he judge you?
He probably won't want you to get too turned, but, you know, you can have, you know, a little bit, clearly.
A little bit. I need to know where the line's at.
When you get a little too turnt, you tend to sin more.
Yeah.
He's not pro sin.
I know that. That's why I'm saying. But I just would like to know how he would tell you not to do that.
Yeah, I don't know at what point does Jesus cut you off. I'd like to know.
That's what I'm wondering.
When does Jesus say, I think you've had enough?
Is it after my third glass?
Yeah.
He's cool with 2?
And then does he trick me by making me non-alcoholic wine that I don't realize?
You got some Duel's wine?
Yes, you're like, this is delicious wine, Jesus, but I don't feel any different.
Yes, I know, my child.
That could be the problem. Who would you say would be a great 3? We asked this also on the KVJ Show Facebook page. Tell me if any of these would make your top 3 list. Somebody said Leonardo da Vinci. I don't know. You know, he'd be kind of like on the same lines as like a Ben Franklin, guy that's smart, you know, has a lot of interesting concepts. I don't know if he's a good dinner guest or not.
Yeah, would they, if you're sitting down with a Galileo, is that going to be a fun interview or a fun moment with you?
The thing about Ben Franklin, we know a little bit about him to know that he loved to socialize. He was very popular at parties. Apparently, everybody would be gathered around Ben Franklin to hear what he has to say. It was smart conversation, entertaining, funny, all those kind of things. I don't know about old Leo da Vinci.
Yeah, is he going to want to just talk about art the whole time? You're
Maybe.
not feeling it?
He could
When
be really
Galileo
boring.
comes in, do you go, Galileo, Galileo?
Does he go, I'm so sick of that?
Does everybody tell him that?
I'd rather have the one that cut off his ear. I think we're going to have a better conversation. Give me a little Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, okay.
Yeah, I'd rather have Van Gogh.
He wouldn't be able to hear you, though.
I think that cat's
I
got
don't know
some...
if you're going to have better conversation. He's going to be like, what?
Hey, Van Gogh, pass the potatoes, huh?
What?
Give me
potatoes.
Van Gogh right before he cuts the ear. That's going to be an interesting conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Martin Luther King Jr. got a lot of votes. That'd be a fascinating dinner guest.
Lincoln?
Yeah, he made it as well.
Would that be a good one for you?
I think Abe Lincoln would be good. I think he was an entertaining dude. I think he was a jokester. He was a bartender once upon a time. So, yeah, I think Abe Lincoln could be a great guest. Some of the other people put up on our Facebook page, somebody said Michelle Obama. Okay. You can't be eating bad food, though. She won't give you some judgment on that. You know, she's very much into the health and fitness.
I want there's no judgment on my dinner.
You might get that with Michelle Obama. I don't know. No. I know she's not going to eat bad. But Barbara Walters. No.
Why, so I can feel like I'm on guard the whole time?
Not going to do that, huh?
Trying to get deep, trying to find out what's going on? Hell no.
Somebody said they wanted Bruce Lee. Deep philosophical talk. Apparently it could be like water.
Yeah, what about an old-time philosopher? That would be good conversation. A little Plato.
Okay. Again, you just don't know. Like, are these guys good conversationalists, or did they just write well?
Or is that he's going to be all long-winded and just give his own... Then furthermore, my philosophy on modern times.
Well, the problem, too, you got to keep in mind language barrier, man. Dude speaks Greek.
I hear you, man. I feel like we can connect, though. I speak good with my hands and kind of... I can let people know I'm good at charades.
You could have a philosophical discussion with charades. Boy, doesn't that sound like a good time.
He's going to be there with Van Gogh, who can't hear him and speaks a different language.
He's got his, and no one can communicate at his table.
It's going to be great.
Van Gogh can't hear. Plato can't speak English.
Terrible list.
Oh, this is awesome.
The worst.
Haven't even given you my number 3 yet.
John Lennon. Somebody said John Lennon would be a great dinner guest.
Would he?
I don't know.
Now, we're getting John Lennon in a good mood?
I hope everybody's in a good mood.
I think you have to make that a condition
Yeah.
of it, because I would have Andy Cohen on my list, but he can be a little sassy and bitchy, and I don't want sassy, bitchy Andy. I want happy to be there and dining with me, Andy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mine would be Billy Joel, but again, Billy Joel's got to be in the right mood because
Yeah.
sometimes he doesn't.
Right.
I don't think like
He can be sassy and
Yeah,
bitchy too.
I think you got to go into this hoping that they're excited to be there. They're
they
happy
want
to
to.
be there.
They have to be happy.
Right. Anthony Bourdain.
Ooh, that's a great one.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that wins for me.
How about Redbeard?
The pirate?
Yes.
I don't know, man. He gonna drink rum, get all crazy.
It's going to be a night to remember.
He gonna rob you.
Go
Okay.
catch me first.
Redbeard.
Okay.
You're the worst.
What?
You have the worst.
You just came in with Andy Cohen. You got zero credibility.
Oh, the gossip.
Get outta here.
The layers of dirt I could retrieve on the
Now,
housewives.
if Andy Cohen interviewed Redbeard, I think we'd both win.
From the likable celebrity list, suggestions for Dolly Parton, Betty White, Keanu Reeves, The Rock, Steve Irwin.
But a lot of those I've already seen the interview, and what am I going to get from The Rock? How awesome is life? I mean, I know the whole story. Betty White, the same thing. Oh, we
Dolly
love
Parton,
her.
the same thing.
Yeah.
We love her, but we know what's going on.
You don't think there's going to be anything real stimulating or entertaining at dinner?
Now, if Betty-
you like her, but I like Grandma.
If Betty White dropped the act and goes, you know what, B. Arthur was a B, and I didn't like, if she was honest and got real with it, then that would be different.
I think Betty White would be the best choice of those because I think Betty White is just naturally funny. I think she's awesome. The story about when she was at Saturday Night Live eating hot dogs at the party and drinking vodka, I think she would be a good time.
Would you like to interview Babe Ruth?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. That's a terrible one. Bert.
Again.
Yeah. Give me Plato instead.
Oh, damn.
Plato would be awesome.
Robin Williams. Somebody said, Robin Williams, the only thing about having him at dinner, he might be too much.
It's a lot.
He seems like he almost has this nervous energy, like he has
What do you
to.
mean?
And he's got his napkin out and he's doing prop comedy, and it's like, all right, like no one else could talk. It's just you're sitting here watching
different characters.
Yeah, you might as well not invite anybody but Robin Williams because he's going to steal the show. Adam Sandler, somebody had said would be a great dinner guest. Britney Spears, would she be a great dinner guest?
It'd be a fascinating dinner.
Okay.
Can I get an amen for little Neil Armstrong? Astronaut, moon, landing, alien talk.
I mean, what are you trying to do?
Okay, Andy Cohen.
At least this guy can hear and speak English. So we're kind of improving in a way.
My list is awesome.
But it's getting boringer.
Whatever.
You got somebody talking Bill Gates for their dinner guest? Okay.
He looks kind of boring too.
All right.
Too smart. It's gonna get fiscal at some point. I don't want to get fiscal.
Joe Rogan, a suggestion. Howard Stern, a suggestion. Stan Lee, a suggestion for dinner guest, and then Bobby Bowden from Florida State. I guess if you're a Knowles fan, maybe you would. All right, well, that's just one of the things you can comment on if you go to the KVJ Show Facebook page.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people are mess. Ow!
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a French-Canadian poutine restaurant. You know what that poutine is, right? It's what the fries covered in gravy. Is that what poutine is?
It's those messy fries. Yeah. There's gravy. I think there's sometimes cheese.
They're very good. Yeah, you can get some cheese on there.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently this poutine restaurant had to come out in support of Ukraine and put out the flags and all that kind of stuff because they were getting a bunch of insults and threats from people who are apparently confusing poutine with Putin. And they had to say, no, we support Ukraine.
Gosh, people are stupid. I mean, they are just dumb.
There's a TV host in India that was berating a ghost about the Ukraine for over a minute before realizing he got his two guests confused. He's yelling at the wrong person.
You people and your colonial agenda, sir, has wrecked the South, has wrecked the South, has wrecked the East, and don't sit here and lecture us. Don't sit here and lecture us, Mr. McAdams. We shut him down.
Talking.
Listen, I think the guy's trying to tell him.
You're yelling at
the wrong guy. I'm the wrong guy.
No, this ends really good.
Oh, man.
I'm not talking. It's the other guy who's talking. I haven't been able to say a word.
Yeah,
So stop
absolutely.
yelling at me.
The man has gone completely ballistic. And if he feels so strongly, he should go and fight alongside Ukrainians who are being killed.
I have not, dear host, I have not said a word yet. I don't know why you're yelling at me.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm talking about Mr. McAdams. I'm talking about Mr. McAdams.
I am Mr. McAdams.
Oh.
I am Mr. McAdams, and I haven't said a word. So stop yelling at me.
Okay, sorry. I got that confused.
You're a guy who's going nuts, okay? Not me.
Yes, I got that.
That is amazing.
He is going off.
Oh, my God. He said a word. Why are you yelling at me? Oh, my gosh.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. There was a guy who broke into a box truck in Denver last Thursday and said, hey, here's a box. I think I'm going to steal it. They don't think he knows what was inside the box. That's the odd thing. It was filled with human heads meant for research.
Oh,
whoops.
My gosh. You stole a truck full of heads?
Box full of human heads.
Oh, a box full of human heads.
Box full of human heads. Yes.
My wife actually does PhD research at University of Colorado Anschutz. Cadavers are definitely utilized in certain situations, and I'm assuming that was probably the case.
Yeah, maybe they were looking for something else to be in there.
The surprise that must have been on their face when they found something they weren't expecting, having it be, something of that magnitude, that's pretty terrifying.
Oh, heads.
Oh. Heads.
It's terrifying.
How far in did you get? When you open the box, do you immediately know what you're dealing with?
I think one quick look's like, okay, all right, let's take this back.
You hope that they're, in a little baggie of sorts.
You hope they're packaged.
You hope, but I don't know. It sounds like it's just you open it up and eyeball looking at you.
You shouldn't be sending loose human heads.
You would hope there's at least some bubble wrap.
Give us bubble wrap, please.
At minimum.
There's a man in Clearwater got arrested after he defecated on his neighbor's porch.
Well, I need to hear the backstory, because sometimes neighbors deserve it.
Okay, I don't know exactly why he did it, but Kenneth Clark Carlisle sounds a little unhinged. He did this at 4:40 p.m.
Ooh, that's still sunlight.
Afternoon range? Okay, all right.
And he was completely naked when he did it.
But he had a big lunch. It's not really his fault.
Apparently so. He left the gift on an outdoor table.
On a table?
Yes, he propped it up on a table. They caught it on 2 security cameras and sent the cops over there to Carlisle's RV, and apparently he didn't bother to put on his drawers while he's talking to the cops.
Oh, damn.
They said he was very uncooperative before they arrested him on a charge of criminal mischief.
Imagine that you're going through your security footage and you go, wait a minute. So he's walking up to he's squatting. Is he taking a dump on our table?
On our table where we eat?
You probably can't believe what you're watching.
That guy had to be hammered. Please tell me he was hammered.
At minimum, some kind of drug of sort.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Here is a real estate agent that apparently showed the wrong house. They showed a house that actually wasn't even for sale.
I saw this video. The real estate agent went around to the back door, and the back door was open, and brought these people in the house. They were there for 20 minutes.
What do you think? What do you think of this house? Would you like to buy it?
They're standing in the driveway looking at my house. I'm thinking maybe there's some religious group. They're checking everything out. Talking about walking into the backyard, which you can't hear, but I set the alarm off on the Ring camera, so they turn around and head back toward the driveway, and I'm thinking I scared them off. The guy let himself in through the back door and is now opening my front door from inside and letting all of the additional 4 people into the house.
Okay.
What the hell?
Wow.
Why are you not trying to stop that?
She wasn't home.
She
was watching it on the Ring doorbell.
I'm an idiot. Got you.
Wow.
That's crazy. You don't check the address? I mean, there was no little lockbox on the front door. You just go to the back and let yourself in?
Also seems like that could be a way of trying to case a joint, too.
Totally. Except for the fact that they had 15 people with them.
Yeah.
It looks like entourage.
Well, and finally, I'm sure Suits is very well aware, Friday was a big day in the cruising world. The Wonder of the Seas, the world's biggest cruise ship, set sail on her maiden 7-day voyage from Fort Lauderdale to the Caribbean. This boat is 1,188 feet long. It weighs 236,857 tons, and it's fitted with 19 swimming pools.
Wow.
18 decks, 20 restaurants, 11 bars, an ice rink, casino, and it even has its own central park.
Wow.
Somebody tweeted out from the boat, "We're going to need a bigger ocean."
Something tells me Suits already has a plan to lasso that boat and get himself a little ticket.
I'm sure he's going to be a part of it one of these days, bucket list and all.
He cruises all the time, and Suits is so sweet. When he buys his tickets for his cruise, he buys one for his mama, too.
Oh, my God.
And it's adorable. It's sweet.
That warms my heart.
Do you have a heart?
Not a lot. It just warms a little. Yeah, it carries almost 7,000 passengers and 2,300 crew.
Wow.
So, I mean, that thing is, that boat is bigger than my hometown. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. All right, we got a liar in here. We're going to find out who it is. 2 truths and a lie. We got Jaybird, Denny's, and Suits all going to be telling us stories here today. We got to figure out which one of them is telling us the lie. Okay, going to be starting off with Denny's here today. What story you got for us today, Denny's?
When we were younger, our family went camping once, And when we were camping, you know how in the mornings you wake up and there's a dew in the air and on the, on pretty much everything. So we seen little cat prints on the dew outside in the morning. Me and my brother were like, oh, there's a cat. So we got a saucer, filled it with milk. We got some tuna and left it outside. And we noticed that the cat for the next few days was eating the tuna and drinking the milk. So we kept putting it out, blah, blah, blah. Well, one night we're watching a movie. My brother's like, oh, the cat's here, and points. So we all walk out to go look at the window. It's a bobcat. My brother's been feeding a bobcat for 4 days.
Wow.
And now it's hanging around the place, so none of us can leave. So we had to call animal control to get rid of this bobcat.
You opened a bobcat diner.
Yes.
Bobcats love tuna. They
Living
love
his
it.
best bobcat life.
Love tuna and milk.
Yeah, so we were held hostage. We had to get animal control to get rid of this bobcat that we lured over.
Okay. All right, Bird, what is your story here today?
Y'all know I'm a big-time collector, and I'm always buying all kind of toys and all kind of just old-timey things. And I bought this old box from this old woman that had a bunch of old stuff in there, old baseball stuff, old stuff from the 70s, but it was a bunch of junk, and there was so much to go through. So I ended up going through it over in the last week or so, and you're not going to believe what I found. I found a Mickey Mantle baseball card in there. Now, I'm not sure exactly how much it is worth. It is between $7,000 and $10,000, and I'm getting it appraised to see exactly what the damage is to it. I will say it's not in mint, but it is at least at minimum $7,000. Guess how much I paid for that?
How much?
$1.50 for that box of crap.
The whole entire box?
The whole box at a garage sale, $1.50, and I might have a $10,000 baseball card. I have at least $7,000.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, that would be amazing, dude. I hope that's true. Okay, Suits, what is your story here today?
So this goes back also to when I was a kid. Back when I was in the 8th grade, I had some medical issues going on, and I ended up doing a little bit of homeschool before going into high school. And while I was on homeschool, it was this virtual thing. My parents set up my dad's old study, put me on the computer, and just kind of let me go at it, and I was fine to do it in there. But, I mean, I was preteen. I was not really getting things done. I was procrastinating, but for some reason, which to my shock, it took forever for anybody to catch on. So we started going through months, and I wasn't doing anything. No teachers were calling me. My parents had no idea. Finally, when the teachers tried to approach me and call me and figure out what's going on, I somehow weaseled out of them telling my parents for like another 3-4 months. By the time they found out I was so far behind, the school year was practically over. And it was at the point where they were going to have to re-enroll me and have me do the grade again. Ooh. But when my parents went in to re-enroll me in the school, they didn't seem to have a problem with it. They let me go to the 9th grade without actually taking the 8th grade. So I never took the 8th grade.
What?
Yeah.
Never took the 8th grade?
I did not take the 8th grade.
That's insane. Okay.
Wow.
Is that possible?
Is it possible, Kevin?
Okay.
One of us is lying.
All right, so who do we have that is telling a lie here? Denny's, his family fed a bobcat while camping, and it started hanging around. They had to call animal control to get it away. Jaybird could have purchased a $7,000 to $10,000 baseball card for like $1.50, and Suits never took the 8th grade. Wow. Virginia, which one of these do you think is a lie?
Gosh, I feel like the Jaybird one might be a lie.
You're going Jaybird.
Yeah, that just seems like, wow, such a big fine for $1.50, $7,000
minimum.
Okay.
It's going to probably be more because it's actually decent condition. But
okay. I'm going to go with Bird as well. I think he took a photo of that baseball card to even throw us off more, Virginia, from somewhere else.
That's diabolical.
Google?
That was part of his ruse.
Google Gary?
He's taking my act.
He just Googled that up. He found it. He took a photo and then tried to make that look like that was the card that he bought.
All right.
So he even brought in a prop to try to throw us off.
Prop card.
Yeah. So I think Bird went all out to try to tell a lie this week.
I love it.
Yeah. That's my thoughts here. Okay, we got a liar here. Who is it? That's the big question. We heard some interesting stories. Denny's talked about going on a family camping trip, and they saw some paw prints in the dew, and they thought it was a cat, so they put out some milk and food, and it wound up being a bobcat. And then they were basically trapped in their cabin.
Bobcat.
Jaybird said he went and bought a box of some old items from this old lady for $1.50. Turns out there was a very rare baseball card in there. Could be worth anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000.
Damn, you swindled that old lady.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was in there.
Yeah, she was just kicked out of her home, Virginia. Didn't find any food, but luckily Bird's got $7,000 to $10,000. So.
She just sent a message. She wishes you well from the homeless shelter.
How get that box back, Sonny?
Know what you're selling.
Sorry, Grandma. That's the rules.
Suck it.
Suck it, Granny. You're lost. I was studying up on baseball cards, you old bag.
She don't know how to Google.
And Suits said that through a mishap, he wound up never taking the 8th grade. Boom. Just went on and skipped right through it.
But yet he appears to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yes, I know.
That's a good sign.
What the heck is
It's a
going
very
on
low
here?
bar in this room, Suits.
What the heck? Okay, so which one is lying? I'm putting my money behind Bird being our big old liar here. Virginia, you sticking with Bird?
Sticking with Bird, and I feel really bad for the old lady.
Yeah.
If it's true.
Okay, it's evened up a bit here on people's thoughts. Still got Bird in the lead with 40%. Suits second, 35%. Denny's now up to 25% in the voting.
Okay, it's close.
Okay, so going with Bird. Who is our liar here today?
I'm the liar.
We knew it.
Nailed it. I took a picture off of Google Images.
Google.
And he doubled down with it. That dirty dog. I knew it, man.
We knew it.
But you started saying that about how I took a picture.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at, I start to laugh.
I'd be losing my marbles if that happened to me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to hold that in. Guys, I have a $7,000 baseball
Guess what happened?
What happened? That dumb old lady.
If that was to happen, though, I would take it. I'm taking that card.
All right. Well, if you're struggling through your Monday, just know that you are not alone. There are a lot of people who've got their own frustrations. Doesn't just happen on a Monday. It happens on the F My Life website, FML. Somebody posted up there and said, today I asked my class of 5th graders to write down a list of all the compound words they knew, and at least 4 of them put down MFer. I guess, these dang kids, man. What is going on with these kids today?
It's brazen.
Heard about that 4 and 5-year-old that beat up that elementary teacher in Pembroke Pines, and now this? What the heck is going on with these hellions? Good heavens.
I can't imagine why anybody would want to be a teacher if you hear all these stories and you're
telling you.
Thinking about a career in teaching. You're like,
Wow. Yeah, we're not paying them enough. Somebody else said, today on the subject of sex, I asked my son if he uses precautions, and he promised me he always gives the ladies a fake name and fake mobile number, just like Dad told him to. I don't think that's what she was talking about when she talked about precautions. Oh, yeah, I'm taking precautions. Yeah, I always give him a fake name and number.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not
Thanks,
good.
Dad.
Yeah, what's your husband doing?
That's why maybe you don't want to leave all the parenting up to him. You got to step in there and just make sure he's getting the right message. Somebody said, today at work, I asked a cute, albeit slightly larger customer her name. Being hard of hearing, I thought she said Porky. And I asked her about it. Turns out she said Courtney. Oh, no. That is so unfortunate. I think I would just quit.
You didn't repeat the name. Did you say your name's Porky?
Porky.
Oh my God.
It's a terrible name for a girl.
I would just get my coat and hat and I would just walk right out and I'd never come back. I think, oh my gosh, I am terrible. I feel bad. Somebody else posted on the FML site, my dad has such a low opinion of me. He refused to believe I have a girlfriend and instead chose to believe that she's a prostitute I hired to try to impress him. My girlfriend was so insulted she dumped me right there, all while my dad was applauding her for her impressive role play.
Wow.
You know what? This isn't looking good for kids or dads.
That's a lot to take in.
Yeah, dads are not doing well in this today. Another one says, today I thought the cashier said the new blouse I picked out was ugly as she was ringing me up. I'm really self-conscious about my fashion sense, so I snapped and I started yelling at her. It wasn't until she was close to tears did I find out she said lovely, not ugly. So that's another store I can't go back to.
It's weird though. Sometimes cashiers do offer up opinions. You're going,
You say that a lot. You always come through,
That's weird. I've seen it happen to other people too, where maybe they're getting bored and something happens.
They try to strike up a conversation because it is kind of an awkward dynamic. You're less than 2 feet away from somebody. You're face to face with them, and you're there for a little bit of time.
It's the same feeling you get when you get in an elevator and someone wants to talk. It can be awkward.
Or you hop into an Uber.
Yeah, it can be awkward.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said today I had an asthma attack because I was having a hand party too vigorously.
A hand party? Oh, that's what we're calling it nowadays? A hand party?
That's what they call it, I guess.
Don't act like you don't know about the hand party.
What is this hand party they speak
I know.
He's hosted a few.
I didn't know that's what people called it. That's the new term, the hand party. I like it. I think it's funny.
You can really bring on an asthma attack by doing that?
You're going real hard.
I think that's the real thing. Exercise-induced asthma is real.
Yeah, but I mean, that...
It just shows your devotion to your hand party. You're really getting it.
I guess so. Somebody said today, after a 20-minute conversation, I'm still unable to convince my grandmother that Tylenol and acetaminophen are the same thing. I just graduated from med school. FML.
Let her have that victory. You're not going to convince her.
Yeah, no, Grandma always knows best, no matter what. Okay, where's our self-awareness set here on this show? Who on the KVJ show would most likely be caught doing something embarrassing on a Ring home security system?
It goes me number one, and then Virginia nipping at my heels. It's close.
Really? Okay.
And it could be interchangeable.
Okay.
Depending on who's gotten more squirrely. Who's got into the fireball? Who's got into the shots?
But mine really also could just be me being Mr. Magoo in it. I
Yours
tend
could
to
be just a
attract
regular Tuesday.
weird.
Yeah.
Yours is going to be alcohol fueled. Mine could be alcohol fueled, but mine could also be a regular day activity. That's why I kind of beat you out so slightly.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's good thinking. I don't argue with that. Who on the KVJ show would most likely be to forget a bill? Paying a bill. Who would most likely forget to pay a bill on the KVJ show? What do you think?
Me or Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't handle any of them, so yeah, if it were on it. Though I do remember back in the single Kev days, I seemed to have a pretty good system. I don't think I really missed any. I was good then, but I haven't done it in 20 years, so if I had to do it now, yeah. I'd be like, when I go out to eat, be like, wait, you got to pay? Hey, what's going on here? The electricity's not free? I don't get this.
Everyone doesn't want to just give me food and drink because they love my company?
Wait, there are costs in life? What is all this stuff? I didn't know this. Who on the KVJ show would most likely have more than 10 phone chargers?
Me.
Okay.
Because I bought one, I lost it, I found it, but I had to buy another one, lost that one, found it. Oh, I had 10 chargers.
Okay.
Why is my charger under my sink? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, why is my charger in the ice tray? Who knows? Yeah, it's without a doubt me.
Washing machine.
Yeah.
Who on the KVJ show would most likely have the most unread emails? It's got to be Bird, right?
It's got to be Bird, yeah.
It's got to be Bird. Who on the KVJ show would most likely eat with their fingers? Eat with their fingers.
Doesn't everybody?
I eat a lot of foods with my fingers, though, and I think a lot of people do. Yeah, I guess it's maybe the only thing I can think with that is it would be eating with your fingers when you should not be eating with your fingers.
Like spaghetti.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Because I eat.
What? Wait, so I'm eating cereal with my hands?
Yeah, because there are a lot of foods that I eat. I eat a lot of nuts. I mean, those. What are you gonna do? Eat that with a fork?
Yeah, pizza I eat with my hands.
Yeah,
chicken
wings. Chicken
yeah.
wings. I always eat with my fingers. I mean,
but like mac and cheese. Who would be most likely to eat mac and cheese with their fingers?
I mean, I think it's me, but I do want you all to know I do not eat my mac and cheese like, oh, I'm eating mac and cheese. But the answer is probably
I'm not
me.
sure that one is you. I don't think I've seen Suits eat enough or Denny's. So okay, Suits is saying no, he wouldn't do that.
Suits is kind of prissy.
Well, nobody here would eat spaghetti or mac and cheese like that. But most likely, I see you're thinking with Suits because he doesn't know about a lot of foods. He's like, oh, mac and cheese, this is weird. Let me claw it. But I think at the end of the day, it's got to be me. Although I do not eat mac and cheese or cereal with my hands.
Okay.
I might try it later.
Who on the KVJ show would you trust to make a playlist for a cross-country road trip the most? One person, they are in charge of putting together the cross-country road trip.
It's easy for me. Sweet Denny's.
Denny's? Okay.
Yeah, me and him like similar music.
Okay.
And we hate similar music too. So I know there's not going to be the crap I don't like on there.
Okay. Denny's your trust. What do you think, Virginia?
I mean, it's a toss-up. Jaybirds would be too weepy or obscure. Denny's, I think, would be too rockin' for me.
Rockin'?
He likes alternative-y.
Yeah, you don't really know Denny's that well.
I think Kevin would probably be the best, but it's going to be a little boring.
My fear... Well, I think here's the good thing about Kevin.
Kevin's is safe.
Here's the good thing about Kevin. Kevin takes a request without a just like Virginia. Virginia's going to give you crap if you try to ask for a song.
Yeah.
She would be the worst to do because just of the attitude. Attitude alone.
Yeah. I'm with Bert. I'm going to go with Denny's on mine. I'm probably most alignment with Denny's when it comes to the music. Jaybird probably a close second. Virginia's would be way too sassy, I think.
Funny enough, I'm going Suits number 2. Suits and me have very similar taste in music. He likes a lot of old school music.
Okay. All right, I have to dig a little bit deeper in that. Okay, and who on the KVJ show would most likely cry from getting physically hurt?
Oh, jeez.
But we love your playlist.
I'm just kidding. You're the newest on the show, so you have to get. It's probably, I don't know.
Is it bleeding?
Do you think Virginia would cry? I don't see Virginia cry.
No, Virginia would get angry.
I would just get angry and then retaliate.
Yeah.
Watch your nards, boys.
You would want that for that reason, so equally scary. Well, over the weekend, I don't know if you guys spent the time I did, but I can't really keep my eyes away from the TV and just feel for the people of Ukraine. Just saw a lot of the footage that was going on over the weekend.
It's heartbreaking.
It just really is, and you just try to put yourself in their shoes to imagine what it must be like for them to be going through what they are, displaced from their homes in fear of their families and loved ones and themselves. Getting hit by a bomb. It was just really kind of crazy seeing a lot of them evacuating and where they were going and just how a twist everything was. Because, they're saying, hey, look, a week ago, they weren't thinking they're like us. They're where we are now. And, could you imagine in another week from now? You're just like, what the heck is going on? And there's a lot of really touching moments. There was one that had gone viral. There was a Ukrainian UFC fighter that broke down after winning a fight on Saturday talking about her country.
If you know, my country have war right now, and my family in Ukraine, I have heart weak, I worry, I'm crying, because my family right now with bad situations, and thank you for everyone for message me, support me, because it week was hard for me. I want to cry, because it is war my country is. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, man. So you can imagine so many people were supportive of her and what she had to say there. And then just some of the videos. I saw there's one guy. I didn't know what it was because I saw the video on social media over the weekend. It was a guy that was just sitting there in the Ukraine, and he was playing the piano as everybody was kind of there were a lot of refugees that were going around, and apparently this guy does this where he takes his piano wherever there is like some kind of disaster going on, and he's playing all these inspiring songs, What a Wonderful World and things like that. And he had done that. Remember when they had the terrorist attacks in Paris that had happened?
Yes.
He did it then. And so this is about maybe the 4th or 5th time that he's done that. He just goes and takes his piano and he adds some beautiful music. It's really a surreal thing to see because, over there it's winter too. And it's just everything is gray and muddy and nasty. And you have people disheveled walking through the square. They're confused. And here he is just playing his piano.
Wow.
Right in the midst of everybody. And so just some of the images that you see like that are absolutely just crazy to see what's going on. And then there was also a viral video, too, of a young girl in a Ukrainian bunker that was doing a performance of Let It Go from Frozen. And she was in a safe room full of families and children and just doing something to lighten the mood in there.
Не забудь, новый день он кажет путь. Не боюсь ничего уже, а я иду все быть.
So it was a really adorable thing that she was doing that. So they're still in the midst of even all this chaos, trying to find any kind of humanity that they can. So
the Ukrainian people are very social media savvy and active.
Yeah, they are.
And boy, are they just painting the picture of what's going on. And it has been so fascinating to learn about them. I didn't know anything about the Ukrainian people, but now I feel like I do.
Yeah.
I love their spirit. I love their sense of humor. I love their just love of their country and their pride. They're a beautiful people.
It's really interesting because you're seeing the kind of aggression that you haven't seen since World War II. But the thing that's different now is social media and how you can really connect humanity. And you wonder if they had social media back then, where you could see some of the humanity and be like, these are just people. What are we doing? This is just, we have sometimes these barbaric, twisted leaders that take population down a wrong path. And, you know, when the population sees, will it ever change? You know, if this had happened in Nazi Germany and they could see the humanity of what was going on, would they have possibly turned sooner? Will it affect anything with the Russian people and Putin? I think that's some of the hope, but who knows? But it's just really interesting to see everything that you are throughout the entire weekend and through this whole thing. And again, we're putting our thoughts and prayers out there to the Ukrainian people. In fact, if you want to be a part of helping the people in the Ukraine, Hubbard is helping, and you can go to our website, WRMF.com, to get information on how you can get involved in the front lines and help those people in any way possible. That After the Show podcast is going to be coming up on YouTube. Just look for the KVJ Show. Check it out there anywhere you get your podcasts, like the WRMF app. Before we get to that, Bird, if you would wrap us up here with your thought for the day.
Just waiting for Virginia to stop texting.
Good luck.
Sorry, I'm not texting. I'm answering your Instagram messages.
No, you're not. I'm looking at you.
No, it's Instagram, bruh.
What are you? Whatever. Let me get positive.
Good luck.
Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still.
Okay.
Yeah, don't stand still.
I never stand still. I'm always moving, especially my mouth.
Why don't you move out of
The
here right now?
KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.